Welcome back to the Daily English Loop, the podcast where learning English is always easy, very natural, and incredibly fun. I am your host, Alex. Before we begin today, I have to ask my co-host a question. Lisa, are you falling asleep right now? You are yawning so loudly.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. I am so sorry, Alex. Yes, I am yawning. I am trying very hard to keep my eyes open today. I need a giant glass of iced coffee right now.
You definitely look like you need some coffee. What happened, Lisa? Did you have a bad dream or did you just forget to go to sleep?
Well, I went to sleep, but it was very, very late. I was painting a new piece of digital art on my computer. I looked at the clock and suddenly it was 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning? Wow, Lisa, that is the middle of the night. If I stay awake past 10 p.m., I turn into a pumpkin. I was fast asleep while you were painting.
10 p.m., Alex? That is when the evening just begins. You go to sleep so early. You are like a little kid who has a strict bedtime.
Maybe I am, but I love the morning time. I love waking up when the sun is just starting to rise. It makes me feel so happy and ready for the day.
And I love the nighttime. I love it when the sky is dark and the streets are quiet. It is my favorite time to think and be creative.
This is actually perfect, Lisa. Your sleepiness is a great introduction for our podcast today. Today on Daily English Loop, we are going to talk about sleep schedules. We are talking about people who love the morning and people who love the night.
That is a fantastic topic, Alex. It is a very common thing to talk about when you are making friends or talking to coworkers in English.
It really is. But before we dive into our big discussion, we have a quick favor to ask all of our amazing listeners around the world.
Yes! If you are enjoying our English conversations, please take 1 second to click the like button on this episode. It really helps our channel grow.
And please subscribe to Daily English Loop. We want to keep making fun, helpful English lessons for you every single week. If you have a friend or a family member who is studying English, send this podcast to them. Learning is always better when you do it together.
Absolutely. Okay, Alex, I am drinking my iced coffee now, and my brain is slowly waking up. Let's talk about you first. You said you go to sleep at 10 p.m. So what time does your alarm clock ring in the morning?
My alarm clock rings at 5:30 a.m. every single day. Yes, even on Saturdays and Sundays.
5:30 a.m.? That sounds like a nightmare to me. Why do you wake up so early? What is so special about 5:30 in the morning?
It is not a nightmare at all, Lisa. It is the most beautiful part of the day. When I wake up at 5:30 a.m., the whole neighborhood is completely silent. There are no cars, no loud neighbors, just peace.
Okay, I understand that it is quiet, but what do you actually do? Do you just sit in the dark?
No, I have a very nice morning routine. The first thing I do is make a big pot of hot herbal tea. I love peppermint tea in the morning. Then I take my tea out to my balcony. I have a small balcony garden with lots of plants and flowers. I water my plants, listen to the wild birds singing, and watch the sun come up.
That, I have to admit, sounds very relaxing. But at 5:30 a.m., my bed is just too warm and comfortable. If my alarm rings that early, I just hit the snooze button and hide under my blankets.
Many people are exactly like you, Lisa. But for me, the morning is when my brain works the best. I have so much energy. I can read a book, I can answer my emails, and I can plan my whole day before most people are even awake.
That is fascinating to me. We are complete opposites. In the morning, my brain is like a very old cell phone with a low battery. It takes a long time to charge up and turn on.
A low battery. That is a great way to describe it. So when does your battery finally reach 100%? When do you feel the most awake?
Usually, my brain really turns on around 10 p.m. When you are putting on your pajamas to go to sleep, I am suddenly full of energy. At 10 p.m., I want to organize my closet, start a new art project, or play online video games with my friends.
Wow. If I try to play a video game at 10 p.m., I will just fall asleep on the keyboard.
The night is just so inspiring to me. In English, we actually have special names for people like us, right, Alex?
Yes, we do. This is a great vocabulary lesson for our listeners. If you are someone like me who loves to wake up early and feels great in the morning, you are called an early bird.
An early bird. That makes sense, because birds are usually the first animals to wake up and start singing in the trees. So, what do you call a person like me?
If you love the night and stay awake very late, we call you a night owl. An owl is a type of bird that sleeps during the day and hunts in the dark at night.
I love that. I am definitely a proud night owl. It sounds very cool and mysterious.
So we have the early bird and the night owl. Let's compare our lifestyles, Lisa. Let's talk about the good things and the bad things. Why do you think being a night owl is better?
For me, being a night owl gives me total freedom. During the day, my phone is always ringing. People are sending me text messages, my boss is sending me emails, and the world is very busy. But at midnight, nobody is texting me. I have zero distractions. I can put on my headphones, listen to my favorite music, and just focus on my digital painting.
That is a very good point. The night is free from interruptions. But let me tell you why being an early bird is better. When you wake up early, you are never rushing. You have the gift of time.
What do you mean? I always feel like I am rushing in the morning.
Exactly. Because I have hours of free time before work, I can make a really good, healthy breakfast. I take my time to cook a big bowl of warm oatmeal with fresh apples, cinnamon, and walnuts. I sit at my kitchen table and eat it slowly. I never feel stressed.
Okay, I am a little jealous of your breakfast. When I wake up, usually around 8:15 a.m., I am in a huge panic. I brush my teeth super fast, grab a dry granola bar from the cabinet, and run out the door. I eat my granola bar while I am walking to the train station.
See, that sounds incredibly stressful, Lisa. Starting your day with panic is not good for your health.
You might be right about the morning stress, Alex, but let's talk about the evening. Because you wake up so early, do you miss out on fun things at night? What if your friends invite you to a late dinner or a concert?
That is the hard part about being an early bird. You are right. If a concert starts at 9 p.m., I am already yawning. Sometimes I have to say no to late-night parties because I know I will be too tired. I prefer meeting my friends for lunch or an afternoon coffee.
Ah, see? As a night owl, I am always ready for a late dinner or a midnight movie. But I have to ask you, Alex, do you think it is possible to change? What if I want to become an early bird? Sometimes I wish I had more time in the morning. Do you have any advice for me?
It is definitely possible to change, but it takes practice. You cannot just wake up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. Your body will be very confused. My first tip for you is to change your alarm clock by just 15 minutes.
Just 15 minutes? That doesn't seem like a lot.
That's the secret. Small steps. If you usually wake up at 8:15 a.m., set your alarm for 8 a.m. tomorrow. Do that for a few days, then change it to 7:45 a.m. Your body will slowly get used to the new time without feeling terrible.
That is very smart. I always try to change my alarm by 2 hours, and I always fail. Do you have any other tips?
Yes, this is the most important one. You have to put your phone away at night. You said you were doing digital art on your computer until 1:30 a.m.
Yes, I was staring at my bright screen.
That bright light from your computer or phone tricks your brain. It tells your brain, hey, it's sunny, it's time to be awake. If you want to sleep earlier, you need to turn off all screens 1 hour before bed. Try reading a real paper book instead.
No screens before bed. That will be very difficult for me, but I will try. What about you, Alex? What if you have to stay up late? Let's say it is your best friend's birthday party and it goes until midnight. How do you survive?
That is a great question. If I know I have to be a night owl for one evening, I use a special trick. I take a power nap in the afternoon.
A power nap? How long is that?
A power nap is a very short sleep. I will lie down on my sofa at around 2 p.m. and I will set an alarm for exactly 25 minutes. If I sleep for just 25 minutes, I wake up feeling completely refreshed and I can easily stay awake until midnight.
Just 25 minutes? If I fall asleep on the sofa in the afternoon, I will sleep for 3 hours, and when I wake up, I won't know what day it is.
That means you are sleeping too deeply. You only want a light rest. Also, if I am at a late party and I start feeling sleepy, I ask the waiter for a glass of ice-cold water. Drinking cold water wakes up your body very quickly.
Cold water and a power nap. I will remember that. You know, Alex, society really favors early birds. Most office jobs start at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. School starts early. The world is designed for morning people.
That is very true. For a night owl like you, a 9 a.m. meeting must feel like torture.
It really does. I always tell my boss, please do not ask me difficult questions before 11 a.m. My brain is not ready. I do my absolute best work in the late afternoon, around 4 p.m. That is when I can solve complex problems.
It is so interesting how human bodies are different, but we need both kinds of people. Imagine if everyone was an early bird. Who would bake the fresh bread at 3 a.m. so it is ready for the morning? Who would work the night shift at the hospital to take care of sick people?
Exactly. We need night owls to guard the buildings, drive the night trains, and keep the world running while the early birds are sleeping. We balance each other out perfectly.
Speaking of balancing out, what about pets? Do you think animals have early bird and night owl personalities? I know my pet is definitely a morning person.
You have a pet bird, right? A parrot?
Yes, I have a green parrot named Captain, and let me tell you, Captain is the ultimate early bird. The second the sun touches the window, he starts squawking and talking. He is my second alarm clock.
That is hilarious. My pet is the exact opposite. I have a little pet hamster named Barnaby. Hamsters are nocturnal animals. Nocturnal means they naturally sleep all day and wake up at night.
So Barnaby is a true night owl.
He really is. During the day, he hides in his little house and sleeps. But at midnight, when I'm painting on my computer, Barnaby wakes up. He starts running on his exercise wheel as fast as he can. Squeak, 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 all night long. We keep each other company.
That is a perfect match, you and Barnaby, the late night team. What about food, Lisa? We talked about my nice morning oatmeal and your quick granola bar. Do you eat late at night when you are awake with Barnaby?
Oh, absolutely. Late night snacks are the best part of being a night owl. Around 11:30 p.m., I always get hungry. Sometimes I will make a bowl of spicy instant noodles, or I'll eat a big slice of leftover pizza from the fridge. It tastes so much better at midnight.
Spicy noodles at midnight? Lisa, if I ate spicy noodles at 11:30 p.m., my stomach would be so angry with me, I would never be able to sleep. I have a strict rule. I never eat anything after 8 p.m.
Not even a little piece of chocolate?
Nothing. Only water or maybe a cup of chamomile tea. Eating late ruins my sleep quality.
You have so much discipline, Alex. I guess that's why you have so much energy in the morning. I'm learning a lot about myself today.
Me too. I think it's wonderful that people have different rhythms. It makes life interesting. If our listeners want to talk about their own habits in English, what are some good, simple sentences they can use?
Well, if you are like Alex, you can say, I am a morning person. Or you can say, I like to get an early start. That means you like to begin your day quickly.
Very good. And if you are like Lisa, you can say, I am a night owl. Or you can say, I do my best work late at night. Another great word we use today is distractions. You can say, I like the night because there are no distractions. That means there is nothing to bother you or pull your attention away.
These are great phrases to practice. You can use them when you are chatting with international friends or even in an English job interview if they ask about your work style.
Exactly. Well, Lisa, this has been a really fun and eye-opening conversation. Even though I am drinking herbal tea at sunrise and you are eating spicy noodles at midnight, we still make a great podcasting team.
We really do, Alex. We just have to make sure we record our podcast in the afternoon. It is the only time when we are both awake and happy.
That is the perfect compromise. Let's summarize what we talked about today for our listeners. We learned the difference between an early bird and a night owl.
We talked about the benefits of both. Early birds get a peaceful morning and a healthy breakfast, while night owls get a quiet night for creativity without any distractions.
We also shared some tips. If you want to wake up earlier, change your alarm by 15 minutes and stop looking at your phone in bed. If you need to stay up late, try a 25-minute power nap and drink some cold water.
And we learned that it doesn't matter if you have a parrot that squawks at the sun or a hamster that runs in the dark. Both lifestyles are totally normal and okay.
Beautifully said, Lisa. Now, before we finish today's episode, we have a question for all of you listening out there. We want to hear your stories.
Yes, please scroll down to the comments section below this audio and tell us, are you an early bird like Alex, or are you a night owl like me?
Tell us what time you usually wake up and what is the first thing you do in the morning. Or tell us what your favorite late-night snack is. We read every single comment, and we love seeing your English practice.
It is so fun to see how people from different countries organize their days. Don't forget to write your answers in English. It is a safe space to practice, and making mistakes is just part of learning.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today on Daily English Loop. If you smiled or learned a new word today, please hit that like button and share this with your friends.
Thank you, everyone.
Whether you are listening to this with your morning coffee or late at night in your bed, we appreciate you.
Have a fantastic day or a fantastic night wherever you are in the world. Keep practicing your English, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Sweet dreams or good morning.